It's definitely my birthday and we had a blast, guys. I just want you all to know. Um, Give me 1 second as I get this thing together. Yeah, I was just basically was heading to the gym. As you all know, today is my gym day. It's Monday. Happy Monday. And as I was heading to the gym, um, I normally turned on Lyft and said, "Oh, I'm gonna do a Lyft ride because why not?" Listen, when I leave my house, I just wanted you guys to know that she getting paid. Okay, I'm gonna pay myself on the way to the gym. You all know 2 to 5 orders on the way to the gym, 2 to 5 orders after the gym. But I decided to turn Lyft on, and I've been loving Lyft for so far. So far, so good. I'm loving Lyft. I think that Lyft is one of my newest little best friends, and we're gonna be besties pretty soon, okay? Because I'm loving this Lyft ride. And I just wanted to come on real quick because I wanted to share with you guys how kindness is free. So why not share it? As I was doing my Lyft ride, I picked up this morning. I had three excellent, when I say excellent rides, but one of them in particular, the one that I did just now, is also was one of my favorite ones, and I wanted to share it with you guys because the importance of kindness on a daily basis when you're giving it to somebody else, and the return is so fulfilling, because today as I picked up my last passenger, it was this mom. I picked them up at a grocery store called Foodland, and it was her and her kids, and she seemed like she was just struggling to get them from point A to point B. They were getting ready for school. They're new on the island, and I'm being polite. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I'm parked in front of the gym right now, but in the meantime I decided I was going to do one more ride. So she gets in my car, she's fumbling with the app, and she added on to her ride, and then she took off and she added again, and it was a bunch of adjustments going on. But I was calm, collective. I saw the kids. This seemed like a really nice little family, and I said, well, I'm gonna just be cool. This is gonna be my last ride. So I hit last ride. So after you hit last ride, once you finish with that ride, the app will automatically turn off. So I started to go pick the lady up. She seemed like she was just fumbling. um she seemed that she was just fumbling. Hi, Rockadaman. Who? Oh, Rockadamon. No, you're not. There's 11 of you all right here. That's okay. And you know what? Even if it's one, he said if he's the only one here. No, you're not. But while you're here, you can hit that like button. It's 17 of you guys up in here, by the way. But I just wanted to say, and welcome. If you're new here, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Miss Girl, Rockefeller. Yeah, other people. Yeah, see, I told you. I just started. So normally it just activate. So like I mentioned to you guys, this mom, she had her two kids, a boy and a girl, and she seemed like she was a little out of it this morning. When I picked her up, it was an easy short ride. It was just basically like, it was $5. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, a $5 ride. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do this one, but I did it anyway. So I'm picking her up. She's in the back of the car. As I'm driving to drop these kids off to school, she got a message or a note from one of them that stated, he no longer has to come into the school. He can just work from school today. So the teacher probably sent the message late. So the mom was like all discombobulated. She's struggling, but then her daughter has to go into just to the normal school. I don't know if it's like a charter school or wherever she was going. So we get to the point before we can get, like, I would say before we can get halfway to drop the daughter off, all of a sudden, she added extra for me to drop her back home. Well, I'm like, okay, I didn't want to do it. And then I looked, and honestly, they didn't even give me $1 extra. They just was paying me for the full trip, and she was doing 2 trips. But I said, I'll deal with them afterwards. She gets in the car. Kids seem very mannered. Both of her kids seemed like she did a great job with these kids. So she canceled the ride. She was trying to cancel the first stop and end up canceling the entire ride. So here I am driving. I don't have the maps up. I don't know where I'm going to this direction with this lady. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I thought it was just cancel half the ride. I apologize with you, ma'am. I'm so sorry. And she asked her son, she said, do you have cash? And the son is like, yeah, I have cash. But he was also discombobulated, like, mom, you don't have cash on you, and we're in this lady's car, and what if everybody was like little like scared. And I'm like, you know what, this is gonna be an easy day for me, because after y'all, I'm going straight to the gym. She comes in then, and she's like apologizing to me. I said, it's okay. I said, you have to direct me now from here, because you canceled the ride before I even can get where we're going, and it's not up on the screen. I showed it to her. She's like, I'm so sorry. So anyway, she tried to do another ride, and I said, but you may not get me. They may give you somebody else. And she's all stressed out, and she have to get her daughter to school. I said, ma'am, just direct me where we have to go. This is where kindness is free comes in, because not all the time it has to be financial, guys. You could do good deeds to people and vice versa without looking for something in return. Okay, just do it because it's the right thing to do. I could have just told her, get out of my car and leave her and her kids on the sidewalk. Why would I do that evil gesture? But there's people that will do that to you, especially some of those Lyft drivers and Uber drivers, because they've been probably dealing with situations and scenario for a minute. But I didn't do that, because that's not who I am. So I pretended in my mind at that time, what if that was me and I had my two kids? What would I do? And then I said, what will God do in this moment in time? Then things happen. Would he still take her to the school even though I was getting zero pay, but still do the gestures so she can get where she has to go? Or would I turn around and just pull over and tell her she had to get out because I was not getting paid? You see how evil could step in so quick just on a little slight decision? Well, long story short, I took her to the school, dropped her daughter off. So I guess they were fumbling financially, trying to figure out how they're going to get home. So the son, by the way, that's why it pays to raise your kids correctly. When the son was leaving, and I said, you all have a great day. And the son turned around. He said, oh no, he said, you're not going to have a great day. He said, you have an excellent day. And I said, oh, he has manners. Okay. So they go out of the car, and my spirit just came upon me, like something just came upon me and was like, Paulette, you can't let them walk all the way back home, right? That's what came to my mind. I'm like, but I could make some money. You're going to have the devil, right? I mean, I don't think he even breathed. The devil don't never breathe. He don't take a break. I could tell you that, because I could have stayed on, get another ride, because my class don't start until 9 o'clock. Or I could have do a good deed. Well, guys, I chose to do a good deed. I decided I was going to listen in. The mom seemed still humble, and the son was who sold it for me. Because when he said, don't just have a good day, ma'am, you have an excellent day. And then he said, mom, we can have to walk back home. That's what he's telling her on the way out of the car. And I'm like, I can't do that. So I saw them walking, and in my spirit, I'm like, I could make another dime. Like, Paulette, you can do another little run and make yourself some money. And then on the good side, it's like, no, don't do that. You're not doing that. You're going to take them not out of the way, but you're going to at least get them close, because they're walking through these neighborhoods and they probably don't even know where they're going. So on the way back, I'm coming out, I stopped and I said, ma'am, her and the son is walking home now. Now, mind you, in Hawaii, it's very strange. Yes, you live in this nice little area. However, though, to walk from where they were to home, it's going to take probably like 45 minutes. And I was like, I can't do that to people. So I told them, do you all want to lift? I'm going to the gym, and I can drop you all there, and then you can probably figure out how you're going to get to your house, because the area is a little bit, more traffic of people and stuff like that. And she was just like, oh my gosh, you're so kind. So she gets in the back of my car, her and the son, and he's like, wow, thank you so much. I'll appreciate that. So we're getting in the car now, we're driving off. And I said, ma'am, I said, So I said, do you guys, you say you want to go to Starbucks, I could take you out front by the streets and you guys can walk the rest of the way because I'm going to the mall. She said, that'll be fine. So she gets in the car. She said, I'll go to the 24 hours because that's closer to the mall and a lot of people is around. And as I drive, if I'm driving her, she said, I know that you asked me at the beginning of the ride, how was my day? And she said, I just want you to know that I'm overwhelmed. She say, thank you. I'm overwhelmed. She say, we just got on the island. Somebody turned around and a drunken lady had her kid. She said, a child driving the car. You know how you put the kids in the front seat, and they were at the light, and the mom drunk and half asleep and slurring, and this kid she had driving, and it bumped her car and totaled her car. So her car got totaled. She said she's here with her two kids. She had to end up getting she bought a second car, which was on Facebook Marketplace. She bought a second car. I let me tell you, sometimes it's best to make sure when you're buying those secondhand cars that you double check, make sure the engine and everything runs right, because people be trying to pull one over you, you know. And she's a woman. She seemed like she's a single mom, as far as I can see, managing everything. So she comes in and she's like, then I got the second car in less than a week. That failed on me. She said, so right now we're tap dancing back and forth, and the lady didn't even have insurance. She couldn't even pay them for the car or any type of damages. And I said, what? And she's like, yeah. She said, so thank you so much for at least considering, you know, doing your little kind gestures for me today. And I said, wow, I didn't even know she was going through all of that stuff. But in my spirit, I was like, I need to help her. She seemed like she's struggling somewhere, and it wouldn't take nothing off of me because she's going in the same direction that I was going, and I could do that good gesture to her. So my kindness that I extended to her today, she was so grateful because, you know, she just seemed like she was overwhelmed with life, and the gratitude that I received once she did that, you know, it was like she was like, oh, thank you so much, God bless you, you don't understand. And I'm like, it was just a little Lyft ride from here to there, ma'am. And yes, Lyft did not pay me for that ride, but the lady, she had $7, and that's what she gave me, cash, and I took it. And I said, you know, guys, I always talk to you guys about doing 1 to 2 kind gestures on in your gig work, because you never know what people is going through. And if in your spirit you feel like you're doing a good thing, just go ahead and do it, guys. It don't cost you anything, you know, because when your kindness does not cost a thing, but it helps, the value that it gives is immeasurable. Okay? Because a smile and a helping hand, a word of encouragement can completely shift someone's day. And I just felt like by me doing that to her, it totally shifted her day and showed her a different perspective. She lost 2 cars in less than a month, you know, trying to move from point A to point B, kids getting to school late. She's not able to get it together. She just seemed that she needed a little assistance. And today that's what we did. You know, we assisted. So hopefully you guys are doing great gestures on your end. You know, when you choose to be kind, you're not just blessing others, you're also feeding your own spirit, because my spirit was uplifted. I felt like I did something good for somebody, and it did it cost me? Yes, it cost me, because I didn't get paid for the ride. But because I did it was from such a good place in my heart, she ended up giving me probably all she had in cash at that time, which was $7. And I received it because, you know, that was my blessing back to me for doing something. But when I started to do the gesture, I was not expecting anything from her, because I just felt like she was overwhelmed, and life was life in her at the time, and all she needed was somebody to just pick her up and take her from point A to point B and grab a cup of coffee. And that's what I did for her. So I came through for her. And you know, like seeds we planted that eventually grow into harvesting joy, peace, and love. And I think think that planting a little seed of positivity and kindness on a daily basis is definitely something that each and every one of us should do within our life. And it's a great reminder, that a kind word is never wasted, a kind act is never too small, and a kind heart is never forgotten. And even though I never got her name, I didn't get the kid name, I just knew that doing kind things for people, it uplifts spirits. Your spirit is uplifted, and I shine a light on her in a way that she was never expecting. I always tell you guys that wherever you plant your seeds, sometimes you don't harvest there. And she did not expect me to be so kind and so, such a humble driver, and not yell at her or throw her out of my car, because that's not who I was. And she was very grateful and appreciative. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, that kindness is free. So why not share it? So go out, share a little bit of kindness today, and always do things from a good place in your heart. Don't always look for expectations from others. Not just because somebody do something for you, that means that you expect them to do it in return for you if you do it for them. So that's all I just wanted to share with you guys today. Something quick, something sweet, to remind you guys that kindness is free, and you never know how much light you're shining on others when you can tap into their situations without even knowing that you're that blessing for them for that day. So let me go to the comments and see what's going on in here. Hello. Let's see, we have, hello Rodman, welcome in. Miss Girl, welcome in. You are so pretty. Oh, thank you so much. To God be all the glory. Okay, there we go. To God be the glory. Hello John, how are you? Sister Tanya, welcome in. Hope all is well with you, sister. Thank you for being here. Sometime you just need a break. Yes, sometime you need a break, Sister Tanya. And that mom, she was so overwhelmed. She just seemed that she just needed somebody to give her a hug or something, and I just felt so good doing it. It didn't even cost me nothing to be nice. It don't cost you nothing, okay? And after, for the last 3 weeks that I've been being blessed with people just being so kind to me, and my birthday, and celebrating me, I was like, hey, I gotta pay this thing forward now, give it to somebody else. And I did that. She was all smiles and shocked, because somebody care. We do have people out there that do care and don't have to know you, because they're not expecting you to give them nothing back in return. You're just doing it because you're a kind person, and there's a lot of kind people out there, so don't think everybody's gonna be mean and nasty, okay? Don't be thinking because somebody do you a kind gesture, they're looking something in return. No, it's free. So why not share it? So go out and share it, okay? Well, with that, guys, I'm not going to keep you guys back, because I want to start walking on a treadmill. I'm working towards my 2 days of 10,000 steps. So normally I do it either on a Tuesday or I get it in on a Saturday. That's my 2 days that I pick, Tuesdays and Saturdays, to get my 10,000 steps in. And I'm working on my 4 to 5 days a week within the gym, guys. Like I told you guys, my health and fitness is I reset my mind. I'm refocusing. I also wanted to let you guys know, for those that want to start juicing today, I posted a few recipes for you guys so that you can go in and try them out, because we want to replace, this week we're replacing one meal out of your whole food that you'll be eating per day. We're going to replace one meal with a green smoothie or a juice. I'm going to start juicing. I want to go live and do a juicing with you guys, so we can do different variety of recipes on Thursday. So I'm looking forward for that. So for all you guys on my Facebook and that's here, that's going to join in on replacing for the first week, this week starting today, one meal with a juice or a green smoothie. We're working on healthier options and making better choices for ourselves and for our families too, because the healthier you are, the longer you can stay around, okay? And we also want to continuously keep moving. You all know that I love the outdoors, and we did, normally I said 2 outdoors activities per month. Well, this month we did 3. So I overachieved for myself. And starting next month, we're going to be doing two, which is one every other week. We'll be updating ourselves, moving to different hikes. Some of them I'm going to redo because I've done already 40 hikes, guys, here in Hawaii, different hikes. And there's a few that I have not yet done, but I think because the group that I'm with, they're just starting out as well, so we may have to repeat a few of the hikes that I already did. But it would be a great opportunity for you guys to see that it's fun outside. It's cool, it's hot, whatever, you know, depending on the environment and what it is that you want to go, find yourself a little niche team and go head out there and start to move 30 to 45 minutes a day, either in the pool. I don't know, Sister Tanya, if you're still in here, how did you do on Friday? Did you enjoy your pool? Did you get your heart rate going? You got to share with me, sister. I want to know what's going on with you. But with that, guys, I am totally done. I'm going to head inside and get that in. For those that want to join the challenge, y'all already know, some of you guys already said yes, you're in, and let's go. So I'm looking forward to getting together on Thursday, and y'all gonna come to my little humble kitchen, and we're gonna chop up some vegetables and fruit, and we're gonna just chit chat about life, about making better choices, about health, and that way we could all just, you know, have some fun. So get your juices together, think about the fruits that you like and what you don't like, and basically that way we are definitely going to look forward to seeing everybody shred by now and the end of this year, because we're going to start this routine. Like I said, first week, which is this week, we're going to skip one meal and replace it with a green smoothie or juice. Second week, we're going to skip 2 meals and replace it with a green smoothie or juice. Third week, we're going to replace 3 meals, meaning we're going to just put the fork down for the last 2 weeks, and we're going to drink some juices for that third week, okay? And then the fourth week, you all can pick and choose if you want to get back into your eating, or you just want to do another week of full juicing. You choose, because your clothes is going to be like snatched off of you and falling down like a paper bag, okay? So we're in. Are you guys in? Hopefully you guys are excited. You get some encouragement today. You got a little bit of motivation so you guys can rethink, refocus what you're going to do. Tomorrow is reset, so hopefully you could think about this video, and then tomorrow you could tell me what you're resetting yourself on. Okay, I love you guys. Y'all have a blessed day. Deuces.